This course will introduce you to how the economic system here in the United States works in theory and in practice. It is in no way meant to be a comprehensive or complete, as we haven't got enough time to do it complete justice. However, it will provide context for and an elementary understanding of macro and microeconomic develops in the U.S. fiscal and monetary policy through the lens of the classic Chicago and Vienna schools of economic theory. That is to say, it should ground you with an understanding of the history of economic thought and theory. Will give you an understanding of the elements of America's market economy in a global setting. We'll also touch upon valuable alternatives and fixes to our current no-holds-bound American-style free market capitalism. You'll get an understanding of the influence of the federal government on the American economy, an understanding of the elements of the United States labor market in a global setting, an understanding of the aggregate economic behavior of the United States economy, and the issues of international trade, and explain how the United States economy affects and is affected by economic forces beyond the United States' borders. But wait, there's more. We'll be teaching you some basic consumer economics, sometimes as part of a formal lesson based on the text or as a standalone. It includes college finances, personal taxes, credit cards, debt, your rights as a consumer, budgeting, and planning for your retirement. Yes, I mean planning for your retirement now. And since you'll all be going away soon to college, tips on surviving your very first year there. Most normal days, I like to start each class with a quick summary of the day's news, as most of you probably don't pay too much attention to what's going on outside the Whitney bubble, or you're only getting some of the news. So we will be spending just a few moments with questions and the top news. Your grade in this class will be determined by the traditional methods of assessment. This will include the following. Tests are about 35% of your grade. These are based on all in-class work and readings based on the unit of text chapters. You can count on multiple choice questions, sometimes a written portion, sometimes math-based questions. All this will be done online, of course. Once in a while, there'll be vocabulary matching as well. If you miss a test, you will have to make it up as soon as you get back, and the makeup test will be different from either of the two classes that I've been teaching, so it won't help you to get the answers from your friend. But you can get the answers from them. Be my guest. Usually there is no homework in this class, but alas, we are virtual, so there will be written homework coming in, and that's about 15% of your grade. Participation is going to be about 5% of your grade. I'll be keeping a record when you actively participate in a discussion or review or say something of relevance. So points are earned not for what you say, but how you say it. It's possible to engage in discussion in this class, but because you prattled on about something of little importance or concern, you might end up with a very low participation score, as opposed to someone who doesn't say much, but in terms of quality, speaks with the proverbial golden tongue. We're going to have some activities and projects. Now, it's not that easy to have group projects, although there'll be some work that you'll be doing with one another and so forth. It might be to create a video or a PowerPoint presentation, some type of lesson plan or whatever, and that's about 10% of your final grade. When I give presentations, and presentations will start tomorrow, you will find that they are about 5% of your grade. You're expected to use any form of note-taking that you have, and it has to be handwritten, not typed, and then scanned in or photographed in. When it's time to turn in notes, we'll talk about that a little bit later. The quarter comps are about 25% of your final grade, made up of the material that you had for the quarter. So each individual comp is worth about 12.5% of your grade. You can go down a letter grade if you get a 0 on your comp, but in the end, really, comps won't make or break a grade in the final end. I use a traditional A to F scale. I round up or down depending upon where the grade lands. I'll do my best to stay up to date on ABI. Now, if there's any suspected errors of a grade, please let me know within a week or two after the grade is published. The further the grade is from on the calendar, the less likely it's possible to find the mistake. There is no extra credit in the class, I'm sorry to say. You might be able to get a little rewards like additional free points for quizzes or for exams or something like that, but nothing that you can do at the last minute to try to help yourself out. Well, that's it. So here's hoping for a great semester and a lot of insights on how the world operates today from a very, very different angle than you are used to.